Hey, what's up guys, so Geno's Best here. This is my review of the new Google Pixel XL, and this is a phone that I feel is Google's iPhone. Now let me explain why I say that. So Google is in the business of making an operating system that runs on its competitor's phone, and you'll never see iOS running on another phone. And yes, I know they've made Nexus phones in the past as well, but this phone is different. There's a different buzz about it because Google is really showcasing this phone as the premium Android experience that they want you to experience. And so yes, they've made previous Nexus phones, but they've always had some other company's logo on the back like LG or Motorola's, but on this phone, all you see is a G. That's it. This is Google's phone. Now they control the hardware, the software, and even the customer service that you can activate directly on your phone and choose to chat, talk, and even have the option to screen share so they can help you even more by looking exactly at what's going on your phone. Then if you were to choose Google's Project Fi wireless service, you would really have a phone that is truly only under one company, and that's something Apple can't even say at this point. But what really makes this phone stand out from other top Android smartphones is the fact that it's running pure stock Android, nothing more, nothing less. It's running Android 7.0, which is refined and void of anything that doesn't need to be there. And navigating through the OS is fast and efficient, and your app drawer is one swipe away from the bottom of your screen, which is very convenient, so you can quickly get to your apps. But I would like to also see this particular gesture accessible while actually using an app instead of having to hit the home button and then swipe up. Now you also have a 3D touch-like functionality where you can long press on an app's icon and it will give you certain shortcuts to particular actions. But it is very hard to find any third-party apps that support this feature right now, which is a little bit of a letdown. But those core Google apps that do support this feature, you can save yourself even more time by moving those individual actions to your home screen themselves just by dragging and dropping them. So say you type a lot of emails throughout the day, you can move that compose email action directly to your home screen, so that's really going to be just one tap away anytime you need to use it. Now notifications have also been updated as well to look better and allow you to interact with certain apps on the lock screen just by swiping down on that particular notification, and they're also bigger, so they'll show you more info at a glance. But one nifty trick that I do like is that you can pull down your notifications while actually using the phone just by swiping on the fingerprint scanner on the back of the phone, and it's really little things like this that make navigating this OS a breeze. Now multitasking has also been improved with the addition of a split screen mode that is activated by a long press on the multitasking button, and so the split screen can be used in landscape and portrait mode, with portrait mode being the only orientation where you can actually resize the windows. But the one multitasking feature that I find the most useful is just by double tapping on that same button, you can quickly switch back and forth between your two most recent apps. Now there are other changes in this new OS like a more organized settings menu, more emojis, and GIF support in the keyboard, but the most advertised new software feature on this phone has to be the updated Google Assistant. It's more natural and easier to talk to, and here are some examples on how it performs. Okay Google, what's the weather going to be like 2 days from now?
Here's the forecast for St. Louis.
What about next Monday?
It'll be mostly sunny in St. Louis next Monday, with a forecasted high of 64 and a low of 49.
Show me photos of my dog.
This is what I found in your Google Photos.
Show me photos that I took last Friday.
Take a look at these pictures from your Google Photos.
When is the next NFL game?
Today, the Vikings will play the Bears at 7:30 p.m.
What about the Packers?
The Green Bay Packers' next game is on Sunday at 3:25 p.m.
So you can see that the Google Assistant really shines the more you keep talking to it. Now enough with the software, because everything I showed you is just really only half the battle. What about the hardware? Well, for starters, this phone lacks wireless charging, only comes in 32 and 128 gigabyte storage configurations. It has no micro SD card slot, and it doesn't have the same type of water resistance that other top smartphones have adopted recently. So you definitely don't want to be doing this with your Pixel. And so with Google asking for a premium price for this phone, they're missing some of those premium features that are becoming kind of standard on the other top Android phones in the market right now. But what I do like is when the phone's hardware and software work in unison, and Google has done a really good job with that on this phone. So you also get unlimited cloud storage for your photos and videos, and with the camera on this Pixel being as good as it is, you'll probably be taking a lot of pictures and you need to take advantage of that. Now the camera is a big part why I find myself using the Pixel as my daily driver, because the past Nexus phones really never impressed me with their cameras, but that has drastically changed with the Pixel's 12 megapixel rear facing camera. It provides the best use of HDR out of any phone that I've used and really delivers great images in any condition most of the time. Now for those who want more control over their pictures, you're going to be out of luck with this Pixel because it doesn't have any significant manual controls to allow you to really set up your shot the way you want to. You really can basically just control the exposure for the most part, so you'll be out of luck with this particular phone. Now in terms of video stabilization, Google opted to go with electronic image stabilization instead of optical, and the result is some of the most stabilized video that you can get on a smartphone. And it achieves just by using the gyroscope and other things, and it feels like it's just predicting where the movement is going to come from. So you can get some really good smooth video from this phone. Now digital stabilization isn't always great though, because if you ever notice when you added stabilization in a video that you may use in like Final Cut Pro, it's a weird warpy effect that can happen, and that can sometimes happen when taking video with this Google Pixel. Not always, but it is something to watch out for. Now viewing those pictures and videos and everything else on the 5.5-inch 1440 by 2560 AMOLED display is enjoyable, and the Pixel has a 3450 milliamp battery to power the display and everything else for pretty much an entire day, even for a heavy user like myself. Now for those cases that you need a quick charge, Google is advertising that you can get about 7 hours of battery life with just a 15-minute charge, but in my test I got around about 5 hours in that same amount of time. Alright, so that's everything I wanted to show you in this review, and I wanted to back up to my original point that I made in the beginning of this video, that this is Google's iPhone. And I said that with all the respect in the world because this is a phone that, coming from an iPhone user, primarily iPhone user for a number of years, this is a phone I think a lot of people have been kind of waiting for if you really couldn't pull yourself away from iOS. This is a phone that has one of the best cameras on the market. It has really great battery life. It has an operating system that is refined, that has everything that you want from an open operating system, and it's what Google really intends Android to be. And I would take stock Android over any other type of skin that you may find on another phone. I will probably go to my grave with that because it's the pure Google experience. And they've also made a phone that they control the hardware, the software, and the cellular network, again, if you go with Project 5. So from top to bottom, this is the Google phone that I think Google has been trying to make over a number of years and really experimenting with the Nexus devices. Now again, it's not perfect. It doesn't have a micro SD card slot. The storage options are a little weird because it's only 32 gigabytes and it goes all the way up to 128 gigabytes. And then the price point does turn some people off, where the smaller brother starts at $650 and you got to pay a little bit over $100 more if you want to start with a 32 gigabyte Google Pixel XL. So it definitely has some room for improvement, and we'll see what they continue to do, especially next year or later down the road when they release a newer version of this. So guys, I really want to know what you think about the Google Pixel. Leave your comment down below. I know some of you already have the phone, so give a little mini review down in the comments down below. I'm interested to see what you guys think. And thanks for watching this video, and make sure you follow me on all my social networks and subscribe to me here on YouTube. You'll be notified when I upload more videos. And like always, I will catch you later. Peace.